Hey everyone, Lauren and Fibonacci from A Girl and Her Wool, also known as A Girl, Her Cats, and Her Wool. We're here today to do another Dye With Me video. I'm really excited about this one. July was the first time I ever did a mystery yarn club. It was a lot of fun. The way it worked is all I shared was a photo, an inspiration photo, and that's what I used to base the mystery skein off of, and that's all that you knew about the skein before purchasing it. And people really seem to like it, so I'm glad I did it, and I'm happy to keep continuing doing these monthly clubs. So again, the July skein came down on July 15th, and August is now up and available, so definitely stick around if you want to hear more about August, and I think you'll want to hear about it, hint hint. So again, this video is going to do a dye with me with that July skein as well as the July contrast skein. So with my mystery yarn clubs, because I know people like to do sock sets with contrast heels or do shawls with two colors where one is more of a tonal, I did offer both the mystery skein as a fun variegated colorway as well as a contrast skein to go along with it. And actually almost everybody bought the contrast skein with it, which I thought was pretty interesting. So with anything in my shop, you do choose the size of the skein, so you're picking the size of the mystery skein as well as the contrast skein. And so you can make socks or shawls or sweaters. I mean, you can do anything. So check out August, it's now up. The yarn clubs do have reward programs associated with it. If you do end up purchasing a 3-month club, which I'm always doing a rolling 3 months, so you never have to wait for the next round. It'll always just start with the current month that's available. So now the 3-month club is August, September, and October. So those are up. Those 3-month clubs always come with a coupon code. So you earn the amount in your coupon code depends on how much yarn you buy. But if you want more of those details, check out a recent video that I posted about the yarn clubs on this channel. So again, I did a dye with me for July. It was based on a photo of a night sky with fireworks. It was July. I wanted to do fireworks, but I didn't want to do the standard red, white, and blue. So I found a photo that had bright pink fireworks, and there are actually some other cool colors in there. So definitely take a look at the photo and you'll see some of my inspiration. I do talk about it in the Dye With Me video, so I don't want to talk about it too much here. And then again, just make sure you check out August. August is a fun water vacation themed one as well. So the last thing I just wanted to mention before we actually do the dyeing is that when I did the time lapse, the first time lapse you're going to see right after this, I must have kicked the tripod without realizing, so it's a little off center, but you do see most of the skein, and then I do move it back later in the video. And then the other thing that happened was the time lapse for the contrast skein didn't save, but I do have a video of me talking about the contrast skein, so you will see that at the end as well as the finished photos of the skeins. And again, these are not colorways in my shop anymore. They were exclusive for this yarn club, and the only thing is they may come back in 3 months, so around the November time frame. So if you like it, definitely comment and let me know so I have encouragement to bring it back as a shop regular. And that is it. So let's get to the dyeing, and that starts now. Hey everyone, so at this point I've done kind of what I call the base layer of this colorway. So in the photo, and I think I would have put a picture of it up, but it's a dark night sky with bright pink fireworks. And so the way I've done this colorway is I do kind of that pink base, and then I have various grays on top to kind of mask it in the night like it would have been in the video. And so one thing to keep in mind when kind of interpreting that photo is you might think, well, really the firework is on the gray background. But again, remember, if I did a dark background yarn color, I could never get the bright pink to show up on that. So the way I interpreted this photo was to bring out a lot of the pink in the base of the color, and then the night is kind of the highlight in the skein. And then you're gonna see I do speckle quite a few colors on top. If you look closely at the photo, there are some interesting colors in there, which is really cool about fireworks in general. My mom will tell you I've always been kind of mesmerized by fireworks. Whenever they would go off, I just sit and stare at them as a baby and a kid, and even now as an adult. So a lot of cool colorways that came out of that fireworks. So I kind of bring that in there as well. So again, one thing I wanted to bring up, which I've brought up in Dye With Me's before, when you scrunch your skein up like I kind of have here, it looks like I've covered up a lot of the pink. It looks like not as much of the pink is showing. It's very brown, gray. But when you do pick it up, you know, there are places where I didn't get a lot of the gray, and if I open up the skein kind of in those bits, there's still a lot of pink in there. So it's definitely still overall a pink skein with just a lot of that gray on top. And so at this point, I'm just going to speckle a few colors. I wanted to cut in to make sure I explain a little bit of this. I'm not sure if this colorway is going to become a shop regular or not. Definitely, please comment below and let me know if you want to see it in the shop. And you know, the more comments that I get there, the more likely it will enter back into the shop. Off to the side here, I am dyeing another colorway for a different order, so I'm kind of going back and forth. But let me know if you like this and if you want to see it as a shop regular. If it does come up as a shop regular, it won't be until later in the year. I'm trying to keep the Yarn of the Month clubs kind of limited and special for 3 months. So this one, if it does appear in the shop, this was a July colorway, so it probably won't come back until November, if at all. So definitely let me know if you like it. I'm also going to show you guys the contrast skein. The contrast skein essentially kind of looks like these darker parts. It's just a deep, rich navy gray blue. Gray. I wouldn't call it a blue. It's definitely like a dark gray blue. I just did it again. Anyway, let's get some more layers on here. I have quite a few colors that I speckle on top, which is really fun. And so yeah, let's go from there, and then we'll swap over to the contrast skein. Okay, so that is it for the July mystery skein. It is not quite as bright as it's showing in the video, but you'll see pictures showing up here of what the finished skein looks like, and we will move on to the contrast skein. So again, I did kind of like a pink base and did various grays on top of that, and then different colors that I saw in the fireworks, I just kind of speckled those on top. So it's definitely a fun pink, bright color that is a different take, I think, on a standard July colorway, especially if you think of fireworks. You might think of a lot of red, white, and blue, and so I wanted to bring a little bit something different to July. So if you like the skein, please let me know if I should bring it into the shop as a shop regular later this year. And if you like the idea of this, definitely check out the August skein that's currently listed. It's going to be a bright, beachy themed water dream of when we get to go on vacations again, and this skein will take you there. I actually love this skein, and it's probably my favorite of the July, August, September collection. Okay, so I have done quite a few layers on here. So you can see, even though it's going to come out like a tonal, you still, will want to layer up a lot of colors on there just to get the right color that you want. When I was going for the contrast color for the skein, I really wanted to bring in the dark night sky again. A lot of the photo is kind of that dark night sky. The skein itself is pretty bright because, again, I wanted to bring out a lot of the pinks and the other colors you see. So anyway, I'm just going to let this continue soaking up the dye. You can probably see the dye is not quite clear yet, but it's getting there. So I'm just going to let that continue to soak up, and then I'll see if I want to add any more to make it just a little bit darker. I'm starting to see I might need to add a little bit more just to darken it up a little bit, but we will see.